Helluva, she's so fine. Helluva, blows my mind. Helluva, lights my day.
What's good, guys? Today is Wednesday, November the 11th, 2020. Today is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the vets out there. Thank you for your service. A bit of a damper this morning after reading this story and hearing this story. They say if you're not mad, you're not paying attention, and that is absolutely the truth. What happened to Quawan Charles? Louisiana teen found dead near sugarcane field. This is from 4 hours ago. It's 10:28 a.m. my time. A teen from Louisiana has been found dead after being declared missing by his family. What happened to Quawan Bobby Charles? Social media has been flooded with posts relating to a young man from Louisiana who was found dead at the start of November. The police say that he drowned, but his family are demanding answers as they seek an independent autopsy. Twitter users have been using the hashtag Justice for Quawan Charles to raise awareness about the teen's death and speculate about what really happened to him. So what happened to Quawan Charles? Here's everything we know so far. Who is Quawan Charles? Quawan Charles, better known by his nickname Bobby, was a 15-year-old young man from Louisiana who was found dead at the start of November. What happened to him? According to KADN-TV, a Fox-affiliated news station in Lafayette, Louisiana, Bobby was picked up by a 17-year-old friend and his mother on October the 30th without his parents' permission. After calling Bobby for hours and getting no response, his parents phoned 911 to report him as missing to the Baldwin Police Department and West St. Mary's Sheriff's Office. However, law enforcement said that Bobby was probably just at a football game, and no Amber Alert was issued, so the family began their own investigation. On November the 3rd, Bobby was found dead in a wooded area off Ed Brossard, KADN-TV reports. No arrests have been made, and no coroner reports have been given to the family, so Bobby's parents have paid for a private autopsy. Bobby's family wants more information. As reported by KATC, Bobby's parents have been told that the teen drowned. However, they are suspicious of this claim and are seeking more information. Selena Charles, the spokesperson for the family, said, quote, "They still have not shown us where Quawan was or what creek he was found at. We can't even go and put up a cross where he was found at. They're being very discreet," end quote. A graphic photo of Bobby's body has been shared around social media showing his, quote, disfigured, end quote, face, something that the family believes couldn't have occurred from drowning. Excuse me. Social media users call for justice for Quawan Charles. Twitter has been flooded with messages from people who are demanding justice for Bobby, and the hashtag Justice for Quawan Charles has been trending. Speculation on social media suggests that the teen may have been lynched, with people comparing the autopsy results to those of Emmett Till, 14-year-old who was lynched in Mississippi in 1955. A GoFundMe page has been set up in honor of Bobby, which has currently raised almost $100,000 for his family's investigation and private autopsy fees. Let's go back and look at these things that were posted along the way. All right. This is from Twitter. It says, "This is 15-year-old Quawan Charles. On the evening of October the 30th, Quawan Charles was last seen leaving a family home in Baldwin, Louisiana. According to the family GoFundMe account, Charles was picked up from his father's house by a friend and his friend's mom." That is a picture of Quawan Charles. Let's check this news article out. This is an article titled Baldwin Family Left with More Questions as Investigation into Teen's Death Continues. Let's see if we can listen to this.
Quawan had drowned. That's what they said. And that they're waiting on a toxicology report. And they said that the toxicology report can take up to 8 weeks.
Family members of a 15-year-old boy found dead near Laurelville not buying the cause of death in the case. Family members say they were told Quawan Charles drowned. Now they want an independent autopsy. Quawan Charles was reported missing on Friday, October 30th in Baldwin. Family members say he left his home with a 17-year-old friend and his mother without permission. Charles was found dead in a rural area off Ed Broussard Road near Laurelville 3 days later. 3's on the street tonight. Katie Easter joins us live with the update from family. Katie.
Well, earlier tonight, I spoke to a family member here at the public library in Lafayette, and they say they have more questions for the Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office, but they aren't getting very many answers.
But they still have not showed us exactly where Quawan was, in what creek, by what field. We don't know. We can't even go and put up a little cross or something in the area where he was found at. We don't know. They're being very discreet.
Family spokesperson Selena Charles says one reason she and other family members don't believe Quawan drowned is a graphic photo of Quawan's body circulating on social media.
His face is disfigured. So there's some explaining that need to be done there. His face is disfigured.
We have no answers. Well, we're going to get them, but we have no answers at this point.
The family has retained attorney Ron Haley.
They were told things such as he's probably at a football game, probably here, there, or anywhere else. And we don't know if those delays could have contributed to his death. When there is a missing child, we know that the most critical moments are when you first call law enforcement and to know that that person, that kid, is missing.
I reached out to the Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office, and they said there was no new information at this time. Reporting live, 3's on the street, Katie Easter, KTC TV3.
Moving on to this article from News 15 or Fox 15. Family of Quawan, Bobby Charles, retains attorneys to advocate on behalf of their deceased child. Quote, "We will be here fighting for justice for Bobby every step of the way," end quote. Attorneys Ron Haley, Diedrich Moore, and Chase Tritchell, along with Stan Black, have been retained to advocate on behalf of the family for Quawan, quote, Bobby, end quote, Charles. On October the 30th, 2020, Janet Irvin and her 17-year-old son took Bobby from his home without his parents' permission. Around 3 p.m. that day, Bobby's mother, Roxanne Nelson, began calling Bobby in an attempt to find out where he was. Around 8 p.m., after no one heard back from him for hours, Bobby's mother and father called 911 to report their son missing, and both Baldwin Police Department and West St. Mary's Sheriff's Office responded to the residence. To pacify the family, law enforcement said that Bobby was probably at football game and dismissed their fears. Despite the family's pleas, no Amber Alert was ever issued. The next day, the family began their own investigation. On Monday, November the 2nd, Bobby's family finally obtained evidence of his whereabouts from a friend. Tragically, on November the 3rd, 15-year-old Bobby Charles was found dead in an unidentified wooded area off Ed Broussard. No arrests have been made, and the coroner has not released any information to the family. Additionally, the police have offered very little information to Bobby's parents regarding their beloved son's heartbreaking death. Due to the lack of transparency, collective indifference, and moral failings of law enforcement, Bobby's family has been forced to undertake the serious financial cost and enormous emotional stress of arranging for an independent autopsy in order to get any answers about Bobby's death. The cost of this independent autopsy was not just financial for Bobby's family. It has greatly worsened the grieving process by delaying when they can put their child to rest. Upon completion of the autopsy, we will inform the public of those findings. In the meantime, we demand the arrest of any party involved in the death of Bobby Charles. Furthermore, we need to know, at the least, the preliminary findings of the coroner as to the cause of death, and we want answers from the Baldwin Police Department as to why an Amber Alert was never issued in the days that this child was missing. Quote, "We will be here fighting for justice for Bobby every step of the way." End quote. It is a sickening story. Let's back it up. Let's just back this up. They called, first of all, I guess, I don't need to say who Janet Irvin and her 17-year-old son are. Excuse me, I'm sure you can figure that out. They called to report their son missing, and the police tell them he's probably at a football game. Since when do the police know someone's child better than they do? Is anybody else listening to that? I mean, come on. And if you all thought that he was at the football game, the police, why didn't you all take your asses over to the football game and go get him? And kill all that. Then it says they also suggested he was other places too. Why would you do that? The family says he's missing, he's missing. Let's look at this GoFundMe. They have raised $106,295 in large excess of their $15,000 goal. Good for them. Let's see what this says. On the evening of October the 30th, Quawan Charles was picked up from his father's house by a white male and his mother. His body was found November the 2nd. The parish of St. Mary refuses to release the findings of the autopsy. In response, the family is attempting to raise funds needed to conduct a second autopsy before his funeral. An individual autopsy needs to be conducted before November the 12th to ensure that all findings by the medical examiner can come back conclusive. The family, represented by Selena Charles, has direct access to the funds and asks that you give what you can during this difficult time to assist in raising funds for burial, autopsy, and additional costs that may arise. Alright, they have one update, and that's from today, from one of the organizers, Andre. Thank you to everyone who has given to Quawan's family in this time of need. We have seen an incredible outpouring of love from across the globe, and your help is giving the family time to grieve without the worry of financial obligations. Please continue to share and spread the word. We won't stop until we get #Justice for Quawan. Andre, stand black. There's been 5.1 thousand donors, 3.5 thousand shares, and it has 5.2 thousand followers. I'm going to post the link in the description box. Are people not seeing the pattern here? I'm serious. If you are not angered by this, you are not paying attention. You are simply not paying attention. You are lost in the sauce. You are on some other planet. And look here, the police found this young man's body on the 2nd in a wooded area. He went missing on the 30th of October, so that's 3 days. Don't you know they didn't tell the father until the next day after they found him? And then the mother the day after that? I'm telling you, man, this is foul. This is just extremely foul. This is stinking bad. Bad. This is another article. Quote, "It's almost as though they tried to sweep this under the rug," said Bobby's cousin Selena Charles. "We not only feel that the family has been let down, but the community, the public, the media, everybody has questions. Not only the family. He was only 15. It could have been anybody's child, end quote. Well, no, it couldn't have. And we all know that. We all know that. There's the map of where he was found and where he was last seen at his father's home. The article goes on to say, a spokesman for the Baldwin Police Department declined to answer questions for this article, instead issuing a statement. Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. They're never going to give answers. Quote, on behalf of the Baldwin Police Department, we are not investigating the death of a body, excuse me, found in Laroville, Iberia Parish, said Baldwin Assistant Chief of Police Samuel Wise III in an email. However, the Baldwin Police Department will be investigating reasons why the deceased juvenile was missing from his residence in Baldwin. Proper protocol was used to report the juvenile as missing, and all procedures were followed through within the Baldwin jurisdiction, end quote. Well, hold up a minute. Hold up a minute. Proper protocol was used to report the juvenile as missing? Correct. By the parents. They called 911. But proper protocol was not followed on the behalf of the police department because they did not issue an Amber Alert. They dismissed the parents' claim. And procedures followed through? Come on, man. You guys didn't even go look. Didn't even go look. Quote, this is a terrible tragedy, said Catherine Brooks, spokesperson for the sheriff's office. Quote, as a parent, I can't imagine. No, you can't. No, you can't. That is a picture of Bobby Charles. The family said they were told Bobby was found face down in a creek near a sugarcane field, but they are seeking an independent autopsy because of the condition of his body. Quote, Quawan's face, you can see that it's just about gone, Charles said. The coroner told us that there was no blunt force trauma to the head and no sign of strangulation. But when you look at him, you see something totally different from what the coroner said, end quote. A spokesperson for the Iberia Parish Coroner's Office said no information in the case is being released to the public at this time, and the coroner's report could take about 2 months to complete. Yeah. Taylor Blackwell, do we all remember that case? We still waiting on answers from the coroner. A graphic photo has been circulating and prompting outrage online, and I'm not going to show it on my channel, but I strongly, strongly urge you to go look. And it's on the GoFundMe, so if you go to the GoFundMe, it's at the top. And if that doesn't upset you, I don't know what will. The image allegedly of Bobby shows the mutilated face of a black young man who has several open skin wounds and disfigurement so severe that several teeth are visible. The family has retained civil rights attorney Ron Haley, Dietrich Moore, and Chase Tritchell. In a prepared statement, the lawyers asked for preliminary findings from the coroner, wanting to know why they didn't issue an Amber Alert. Due to the lack of transparency, isn't it funny how transparency is always mentioned when something like this happens? You should have been transparent from the beginning. Then there wouldn't have been no problem. But it's just not going to work like that. Ugh, it sickens me. Sickens me. Quote, I can't say that it was racially motivated. I can't say that it wasn't racially motivated. Said Andre Acrono, a Lafayette activist who started the GoFundMe for the Charles family. Quote, I just know that if you look at the picture of Quawan and you look at the picture of Emmett Till, there were a lot of similarities, and it does appear that he was lynched, end quote. Now, you remember why Emmett Till was shown, don't we? Do we all remember that? Goes on to talk about that specific activist. Jamal Taylor, a founding member of the Village, and Stan Black, who's also involved in the NAACP, said Bobby's family reached out to him last week for assistance. Taylor has spoken out publicly against racial injustice before, notably in the summer death of Trayford Pellerin at the hands of Lafayette police. Quote, if Quawan was a 15-year-old white female, they would have turned the city upside down for her. It blows my mind the blatant disregard the police department had for the well-being of a black child, end quote. I agree wholeheartedly with that statement. Wholeheartedly. Founding member of the village and State of Black, who's also involved in the NAACP. My local branch of the NAACP, which I am a lifetime member of, is so inactive that it sickens me. It literally sickens me. I'm going to end this article here because I could go on and on all day on this. But please believe that I'm watching it and I am going to keep speaking about it. I'm not going to post the photo on this video because I want the video to get out. I want people to hear this story. And I know that if I leave that photo up, it's not going to. And that's the only reason I'm not going to show it. But I urge you to go to the GoFundMe, which will be in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.